streaming pros. Today we are going to be talking about 3 strategies that you can use with Facebook Messenger bots. I am super pumped about this episode today because Facebook Messenger bots are, of course, there's a lot of conversation happening around it. There are a lot of people wondering if they should or if they shouldn't, or what the best practices are, or what even you can do with one. So we are going to talk about all of that and more. And by the way, if you are watching on Facebook, then you are going to be able to even watch, or you're going to be able to try it out. So those of you watching on Periscope or YouTube, if you want to try Facebook Messenger bots out, because I'm assuming you have a Facebook page for your business, since we're all here and most people do. So head on over to facebook.com/livestreamingpros if you want to try it out yourself, and I will show you how to do that once we start the show here in a little under 10 minutes. But I am, we're gonna try that out. I'm gonna go over the 3 strategies that you can use, and of course, live video is one of them. And you will really understand today what you can do with a Facebook Messenger bot. So I'm excited to share this. Hello, Charles. Hello, Jim. Welcome everybody. And by the way, if you're new to me, if this is your first time watching, or if you've kind of seen me around but aren't really sure what I do, I'm Larry Petrucci. I do help you with your live streaming, help you implement it more effectively, help you get a bigger engaged audience, and that is, of course, one of the things that we're talking about today. Hello, Lloyd. Welcome. Hey, Cornell, is that what? Okay, Cornell. I don't go by Callie anymore, but hi. Hey, Sean says, exciting. I love the opportunity of Facebook Messenger bots, but not sure where to start. So Sean and everybody else, I have a freebie for you today, which I will share with you how to get. And it is going to be best practices, how to really get started with your Facebook Messenger bot, get you going in the right direction. Because here's the thing, there are so many bad bots out there. There are so many people getting annoyed with bots that I do not want you to fall into those traps. So I've put together some free checklist, and I will share with you how to get access to that here in a bit. And by the way, yes, you will be able to get going. You'll be able to try it out. That's what I was trying to say. You'll be able to try it out and see how it works for yourself in a good way. Gabrielle says, can't wait. She already signed up for the bot workshop, which, by the way, many people have. We have a bot workshop coming up next week at livestreamingpros.com/bot workshop. But that's where I'm going to take you step by step through the entire process. But today we're going to talk about the 3 strategies that you can use for your bots, and live video being one of them. And so we'll go through those strategies. You're gonna get the best practices checklist, the freebie I've got for you. And Corey is here. Hello, Andy. Welcome. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and comment, say hi. Where are you guys watching from? Now, here's the thing. I would really highly encourage you to share this, because it's not just about me getting views, right? Like, that's not why I'm asking you to share this video. I want you to share this video because I am on a mission, and I hope that you will join me in this mission to rid the world of bad bots. I am sick of seeing people say, oh, these bots are annoying. Oh, I don't like Facebook Messenger bots, because they can really be so incredibly useful when done right. So help me rid the world of bad bots, and by doing so, by sharing this video out right here and now, go ahead and hit that share button. You will have less annoyances in your life, because I'm going to share some stats with you here in a little while. You're going to save yourself frustration if you get the word out that more people need to be doing the right things with bots instead of just implementing them and setting them out on their own, because that's what most people do. And it is annoying as heck. I know you know what I am talking about. Welcome, Rick. What is bot marketing? So Mike, we are going to dive into that. So be sure to stick around here for about another 5 minutes. When the show starts, I will walk you through. I've got, examples to show you exactly what bot marketing looks like. Now this is specific to Facebook Messenger bots. That's kind of what we're talking about here. Now the world will open up into bots in other areas, right? But right now, Facebook Messenger bots is kind of where it's at. And so I want to share with you how to use that. Now, if you Mike, you're watching on Periscope, right? And you asked that question. You will be able to head on over to facebook.com/livestreamingpros and see it in action if you want to participate today in my little example, my little everybody participate example, so that you can really kind of get a feel for it, because until you're on the other side, you may not really fully get it. So that's why we have this going today. Joe, okay, I'm going to save your question. These strategies work for non-Facebook bots into your conference site. Yes, these strategies actually will work for non-Facebook Messenger bots. There are other bots available. Like I said, the world is going to open up pretty soon to bots galore everywhere and anywhere. And there are some options out already. However, so yes, Joe, get the best practices, get the training, know what to do with your bot and what not to do with your bot. That is what I want to help you do. Okay, so Bobby says 2 bots are following me on Messenger. Well, you had to sign up for them, just so you know. Bots need love too, Bert says. Yes, bots do need love too. If you guys have, I know a lot of you have been following me for a number of years. I freaking love robots, so by default, I love messenger bots. It's kind of the same thing, right? Not really, but kind of. Yes, how to train your bot, like how to train your dragon, Charles. I love that. Okay, so yes, I see. Let's see, Prem. I think I'm saying that name right. Let me know if I'm not. Let's see. Laura says it's weird when I click an add bot's message. I was like, who are you? What's going on? Yeah, so that is one of the things that I share in the best practices cheat sheet that I'm gonna have you download today. And it's a completely free checklist. But that's one of those things, like you've got to be clear about the fact that you're using a bot. Otherwise it confuses the heck out of people, especially when you as a human start talking and the bot's talking and everybody's like, what is going on? Right? So last night I took a sunset paddle. I do stand-up paddle boarding. I went to the lake and oh my God, all of the boats were out. And so it was a rough ride. I am feeling it in my shoulders. I'm feeling it in my feet and my thighs and my abs, because stand-up paddle boarding, when it's a rough ride, it takes all of your muscles. But I was out there, I was enjoying it, I was having a great time, and I kept thinking, how awesome bots are, because I knew that even though I didn't have my phone on me and I couldn't answer any support messages or I couldn't help people if they had questions, because I try not to take my phone out on the water because I'm a little klutzy, a little bit, and I use a water bag if I do, but I don't like to have it out there if I can help it. So it was back with David out on the shore, and I just kept thinking, how awesome is this, that I can be out doing what I want to do. I can be out enjoying my life, and I can still be sure, because I have set my bot up correctly, that if somebody messages the page, if somebody needs help, or the leads that I've gotten in, everybody is being taken care of automatically and without me having to worry about not being around with my phone in order to take care of people, because I know that my bot is going to take care of them to the best of his ability, or her ability, whatever you want. And I have that confidence. So that was really nice experience for me to be able to forget work. So let's get going. 3 strategies to use in your Facebook Messenger bot. How do you implement it? How do you use live video with your Facebook Messenger bot? That is what we are going to talk about today, and I am so excited to share these strategies with you. You're going to be able to try it out and test this out yourself today, so that's going to be fun. It's going to be really interactive. You're going to see how this can work for you and your business. I'm Laria Petrucci. I help you create more engaging live streams, implement strategies so that your live streams are better, more effective. They're doing the things that you need them to do in your business and help market yourself, of course. So welcome to the show. I am, of course, paying attention on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube. So we're going to get to your comments. I see a lot of people already talking. A lot of people have questions about bots, of course. And that is really why I wanted to do today's show, because I have been, seeing so many people talk about bots in a negative way. And I've been implementing bots in my own live streams and in my marketing, and it's super effective because I'm really paying attention to the right things. So I want to make sure that you have all the tools at your disposal to make sure that you go through bot creation correctly, and so that it's effective and it's not doing the complete opposite, because when bots are done wrong, they have the complete opposite effect of what you're trying to do with them, which is annoy customer. Well, the opposite effect is annoy customers and drive them away and want them to never come back. So if you share this mission with me to rid the world of bad bots, then I invite you to share this video. Please do share this out so that more people can implement it correctly and they can understand what they're trying to do with it. Now, I do have a freebie for you. I will share with you exactly how to get that in just a minute. But first, let's get into this. And of course, I will, Petra says jumping for excitement. So I love your comments coming through. I will take all of your questions throughout this entire episode. Just hang tight. Keep those questions coming because I am paying attention. Now, first and foremost, somebody asked in the pre-show, what is a Facebook Messenger bot? What is bot marketing exactly? So let's dive into that question. It is a communication tool. So bots are specifically, now there are bots that are out in the world that you can use for other things. Specifically today, I'm talking about Facebook Messenger bots, but like Joe mentioned, yes, the strategies and the tools that I'm going to share with you today are going to allow you to you can use all of this stuff with bots of any kind. However, I'm very specifically talking about Facebook Messenger bots today. Okay, so it's a communication tool. It allows automation in your business. Now, if you do any other kind of marketing in your business already, you already are trying to implement automation through email automation, lead generation, through funnels, any of that stuff you're already implementing. So this is really just another form of automation. However, it can do more than just funnel automation or nurture campaigns or lead generation. So I'm going to dive into all of that here in just a minute, but let's take a look at this. This is kind of an example of what you get, right? So this right here is the top part. What are you struggling with most? This is a great way to have conversations with your customers, because I already know what my customers are struggling with as a business owner, right? Or I think I know. I can always learn more, but that is the question. So bots can actually ask, they can nurture, they can talk to your customers, they can learn, and they can guide your customers or your potential customers in the right direction for accomplishing what they're trying to accomplish. Because of this, you can use it for a variety of different ways, which are the 3 strategies that I'm going to share with you, and you'll be able to free up time for yourself so that you can go stand up paddleboarding like I was talking about in the pre-show, so that you can go enjoy life and know that people are being taken care of, whether that's for support or anything else. And you can have that assurance that things are okay, that you don't have to be on your phone at all times. And you also know that you're saving your customers time, because without a bot implemented, then, somebody messages your page, and you know how on Facebook you have like tags, like, this page typically responds within 1 to 2 hours or 24 hours, right? My page, I've set it up, and even before I was implementing bots, I was so focused on making sure that I was responding quickly to customers that mine has always been good, right? Like we've always had like within 30 minutes or under. But that's a lot of time for me to take away when I am, doing something else. I'm focused on another project. I have to take my attention away from that to answer a customer's question, which is all well and good. I love being able to be there for my customers. But if your bot can handle the question, then awesome. And on the flip side, if your customer or potential customer, your page visitor, is able to get the information that they need to get right away through your bot, that is saving them time and frustration. Because let's say they have an issue with something, and your bot can walk them through exactly what to do to solve that problem. Everybody's happy, right? Saved you time, saved them time. They don't have to wait that 30 minutes or 24 hours for a response from you. Is everybody getting this? Are you excited about bots? Do they confuse you? Do they frustrate you? Have you had a bad experience? Have you had a great experience? Leave me a comment in the comments. I am paying attention to all of you. Corey says, you are a great mentor, Luria. You are awesome, Corey. Thank you so much for that. Bobby says, yes. Jim says, I'm ready to learn. Fantastic. I see some other questions coming in, and I will get to those, Shah, for example. Nika says, I find it amazing that bots have become accepted and desired. A few years ago, I got a lot of hate for talking about automation in any way. Absolutely. It is definitely, the landscape has changed. And I want to just take a moment here before I keep moving. Charles just said, press 1 to speak to the human, press 2 to speak to the bot. The whole point of bots, if you do it well and if you do it right, is that it is not like those phone calls, right? When you call customer support, if you have ever been around me on a phone call with customer support, I get angry. Right? A lot of us do. I am not an angry person. And yet those automated phone systems drive me absolutely batty, because I am wanting to get to where I'm going. Like, I don't want to have to listen to a 5-minute menu. And I don't want to be like, okay, well, when this is a problem, so those phone systems are classic bad bots, right? This is what you can choose from. Press 1 to if you have this problem. Press 2 if this is your problem. Press 3. And like most of them, you can't freaking get to a human very easily. They change it from 0, press 0, to like number 6, because they don't want you to get to a human. And it's so frustrating. So I wind up yelling, because I heard once that if you yell, or if they sense an agitated, I don't know if this is true, but if they sense an agitated voice, they will get you to a human quicker. So I just start yelling at the phone. It's probably not very pleasant to watch me, be around me when I'm on these automated phone calls. But like, that is the way most of us think about automation, right? And it does not have to be that way, I promise you. Okay, so I know that, bots use AI, yes. I don't know what that question was, Joel. But okay, so are you, if you want to test this out, by the way, I want to give you a quick chance to do so. But first, before I do so, let's talk about some stats directly from Facebook. So 2 billion messages are being sent between people and businesses each and every month. Now, this includes automation and just people talking to people. But here's what's really interesting. 53% of people say that they are more likely to do business with someone that they can actually message, with a business that they can message. So when you turn on that message feature, and when you have a bot in place to take care of people, that is you're working with those people who are more likely to do business with you. Now, here's another interesting fact: 100,000 bots are active on Facebook at the moment. 100,000. Now that may sound like a big number, but when you think about as many, I don't know the exact number that Facebook has on their platform, but there are billions of people, like something like 7 billion people on Facebook. I don't know what their exact number is. If anybody knows, let me know. But there are billions of people on Facebook, right? 100,000 messenger bots are active. Do you realize what this means for you and your business? Because you are here with us today, you have the opportunity to implement one and implement it well and be way ahead of the curve. Now, you're doing live video, and that tells me that you are already thinking ahead of the curve. So this is a perfect marketing tool for you to use. And of course, we are going to implement it in our live videos as well, so you can tie everything together in a really strategic way. And you can do it before everybody else is doing it, and the landscape becomes a lot more difficult, right? So I talked about the fact that you don't have to be really annoying or anything like that. Here's just a quick example of Nick, who's one of our community members, who's one of our superstar memberships students. He saw our bot and he was like, yes, this is an example of how to do it correctly. So thank you, Nick, for that. But this is the type of response that you can get. If we can go to the slide here, this is a response that you can get from your own bots where people are actually thankful for them instead of like, oh my God, please get rid of this thing. So here's how you try it yourself. If you are watching on Facebook, if you're watching on Periscope or YouTube, head on over. If you want to try it in action, you can head on over to facebook.com/livestreamingpros, and that is right there. Type checklist in the Facebook comments of this video. Type checklist and you will see this in action. Normally, this free checklist, this free best practices checklist that I have for you, I would hold off until the end of this show, but I wanted you to feel it. I wanted you to see it. I wanted you to understand exactly how this works out. So this is a perfect example of the second strategy that I'm going to share with you in integration with live video. And so we'll get to that in a minute. See lots of people doing that. Okay, so first strategy, a lot of people getting that. That's awesome. Let me know if you have any questions about that process. So the first strategy that we're going to talk about is support. I like this because as I was talking about, the fact that I can have peace of mind that my bot is taking care of people. You can set up your bot so that when they message you or when they type support or help or anything like that in your message on Facebook, they get something that looks like this. So this is an example of a really simple one, but you can say, hey, how can I help you, right? And they can choose, I need help, or I want to give you feedback, or however you want to set this up. And then they can, they choose something, and based on that button, based on that response that they've given the bot then knows what else to feed them. Are you having a product issue? Or do you need to talk to somebody? This is a really important thing, and it's one of the things that's in the best practices checklist. If you type checklist, you'll get this 10 best practices cheat sheet. But you always want to make sure that people know how to get a hold of you as a person, right? So if they hit product issue, then they can go through a sequence that you can set up so that people understand, okay, so what product are you having issue with first? Okay, if that's the product, then these are the common issues that people have, and here's how to solve them. Your bot can take care of all of that. You don't have to do a thing. Or if they choose to talk to you as a person, then what you can actually have this system set up to do is alert you this is really cool. And this is a super effective way, right? You can have it set up so that when somebody says, no, I need to talk to a human being right now, then they actually get you. So you can set it up to alert you via your Facebook Messenger that somebody needs your help. And then you can, as quickly as you can, get to help them personally. So that is really, I don't know, I find that really exciting. Do you? Leave me a yes or a no in the comments. Does that excite you? Does that make sense to you on how you can use it for support with your page, with your customers, with your potential customers? Okay, so Bobby, is can I chat with you on Facebook Messenger, right? Like, so this opens up a big question in terms of support. I do business on Facebook Messenger. I don't use it as a personal way of communication really a whole lot. I do with like David, for example, but that's about it. Outside of that, I'm doing massive business on Facebook Messenger. Instead of through email, I use Facebook Messenger a lot if the other person is a messenger person as well, right? So you also want to make sure that you guard yourself against, people wanting like all the time access against with you, because that happens, right? Especially if you're doing a live show, you're a live show host, that happens. And so while you want to be available, you can also set it up around your parameters. How available do you want to be? How often do you want to be talking to people, or can you talk to people? And it's not really about want, it's about time management, and it's about protecting yourself against complete distraction all throughout the day, right? So that brings up some really important questions that you need to think through in your own lifestyle. Yes, Jennifer, you can only offer certain things through, business hours. You can set up, hours that bots respond so that you have a little bit of buffer, like I was talking about. Now, the notification itself, Jennifer, would come to you at any time if somebody says they need help from you specifically. But what you can do is you can set your bot up to say anything you want, which is the beautiful thing. So you can actually say in the bot's response, okay, no problem, I'm going to get Jennifer for you. So hang tight, she'll get with you ASAP. However, she only does respond during these hours, right? Does that make sense? So you can have it set up to be really whatever you want. Now, the second strategy is live video. And guess what? You saw this in action if you typed checklist in the comments. So this is an example of a previous one that we did, right? I had everybody type in LSP challenge to access the 5-day live challenge that we have going on. And that's what happens. So this is the way it happens in live video, is that you set it up so that people type a keyword, like one keyword, and that goes through your live video. By the way, this creates massive amounts of engagement. And I have seen people in here who I've never heard from before, like we've got Darren and Black Lee's and Alex, I've seen you here before. Nick, I've never seen you here before. So we've got a lot of people that are finally commenting, because there are a lot of lurkers out there on your live videos that never comment. And that's a great way to get people to engage. And by the way, if you are a lurker, I highly encourage you to talk to me. I love talking to you. I love having that interaction. But this is a great way, a great format for getting interaction, for telling people it's okay to talk to me. I won't bite, right? And then that's sometimes needed for sure. Nika says, this is my favorite, the live, type in the comments. It has so much potential. William says, lurker, no more, for sure. So here's what happens once they type in LSP challenge, or in this case today, the way you guys have been trying it, checklist. The next step is they do have to double opt in. So if you're familiar with the opt-in processes and parameters that is required with, lead generation stuff with email, for instance, the same thing is true in your bot. They do have to opt in for it. And typing a keyword in your live video is not enough. They do need to then type that keyword again once they receive the first message, so that they are explicitly saying, yes, I want to receive this checklist. So if you're not, if you type checklist in the live video right now, or the replay, by the way, this does work on replay, then you have to type in checklist again. But you as a bot creator, you do need to be very explicit in the way that they need to take action, right? They need to be very clear with what they need to do. And then once they've done that, then they get your bot going, right? So then in this case, they were taking the challenge. They get the first challenge, question. All right. So what is it that you're trying to accomplish? Are you doing any live video? And then they go through the whole process, and then they get their challenge. Oops. We're not showing that yet. That's strategy 3. I went ahead of myself. So that is just kind of a quick overview of how, live video works. But as you have seen, if you are doing this on Facebook right now as we speak, you can actually see that. In action. How do you integrate email and bot? So here, this is actually one of the things that we're talking about on Thursday, is email bot integration working together. We actually have the CEO and co-founder of ManyChat, which is the service that we use for our bots, on the show. So I encourage you highly to join me for that show on Thursday. Maybe Dave Peterson, you can put the link to that episode in the comments on Facebook, but it is a scheduled post, so you can go get a reminder for that. But Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific, we have him on, and we're going to be talking in depth about that process, or what you can and can't do. So, okay. Let's see. Lloyd says, when you say opt-in, because I was talking about they need to opt in, they need to basically say yes. Does that mean that they have to agree to be responded to the bot from that point forward? Yes. So your bot is, is something that they have to say yes to. So that's one great thing, because, then you're not annoying people who really do not want to speak to a bot. So in the live video integration, you have them type in the checklist keyword in your live video. Then they type it again, or they type a different keyword, up to you. And then they are saying yes to the bot at that point. So yes, from then on, they're talking to the bot, they're talking to you if you want to chime in at any point. So you can keep an eye on this whole process, because all of that is visible to you as the page owner. So hopefully that answers your question. Let's see. Missed opportunity. Petra says you need to add a standard next show keyword to the... I don't know what that means, Petra. Okay. So I think what you're saying is what we're doing next. Like, add a keyword of get yes. Petra, that is really good. Now I'm processing. Now I get what you're saying. She's saying have a keyword next show, or next show, so that when you type that in, then I would give you the link to the following show that we have scheduled. It's a great way of using live video integration of lead generation, or audience engagement, audience growth, all of that. Sean is asking something specifically about Canada's anti-spam legislation. I believe so, yes. I believe that the whole process that I just shared with you in terms of live video integration is applied to all of the different countries' legal, the laws surrounding opt-ins. So I believe so. I can verify that on Thursday with our guest. So Now let's move on to the third strategy, which is, of course, lead generation and sales. Now, this is really the same concept that you use with your email. You'll see if you think about the way that you use your email already for lead generation and nurture campaigns and sales, you can do a lot of the same stuff, pretty much everything. I haven't found something that, well, I have found one thing that I can't do, and I'm waiting on confirmation on this, but one thing that I can do is like basically remove people from a list when they buy from a sequence, when they buy and move them into a different sequence. You would have to ask them, and if I find out otherwise, I will let you know on Thursday, but you would have to ask them, did they buy something, and allow them to tell you whether they bought or not. But that's pretty much the only limitation I can find in terms of the same processes that you use in your email. So lead generation and sales, this is a great way. So once they opt in, what are you doing with them after that is the question that you have to answer. So ask them a question. You know, one of the typical things that you might do is ask them, what are they struggling with? Are they struggling with getting started or growing your business or tools and techniques, right? Those are that's kind of a common thing that you might see. People ask their viewers, their potential customers. So then they answer you, all right, well, I'm just having trouble getting started. I just can't seem to get my business up and running. So then you would provide them with some content that you've already produced. Hey, you know what? I know that that's something a lot of people struggle with. Here is an episode that I did, or a guide that I can offer you, or a workshop that I have, or this or that, whatever you want to lead them to. But you can nurture them. Do you see how this can work? And so, you know, that is... The possibilities are really endless when it comes to that lead generation, that sales process, that nurture campaign, that communication with your visitors. Okay, so Amaris says, I need to figure out how to create a bot. Well, Amaris, we do, I hope I'm saying your name right. We do have a bot creation workshop coming up next Wednesday. It is a live workshop where I will take you step by step through that entire process of setting up and how to humanize your bot, everything that you need to think about. You can go get registered for that at livestreamingpros.com/bot workshop. Now, if you want the best practices checklist right now, that will at least get your brain rolling in the right direction. But that is at livestreamingpros.com. Oh, sorry, that's the workshop. So livestreamingpros.com/bot workshop will get you that step-by-step direction. But also the best practices worksheet. This is a freebie for you. You can either, if you're on Facebook, type checklist in the comments and you will get that taken care of. You will get that through our bot so you can see how it goes. Or if you're not on Facebook and you don't want to go over to Facebook, totally understand. You can go to livestreamingpros.com/bot checklist to get it delivered to you through your email instead. Okay, so, hey, BJ joined us late. That's okay. All right, Katie, what program are you live streaming with? So we use, if you're not familiar with our 4 levels, head on over to livestreamingpros.com/4 levels. You'll learn about the system that we use. We're at level 4. We're using a live stream hardware and software from the company Livestream. So we use an HD51 and their software that allows us to do all of this. But we do have a Wirecast workshop coming up as well that will walk you through how to do everything through level 3 Wirecast. So if you're interested in that, just let me know, leave me a comment, and I will get back to you on that. But let's see. So any questions about the bot system, about the 3 strategies that I have shown you today? I will tackle these here in just a second. I want to make sure you know Thursday, I believe I'm saying Mikkel Yang is joining us. He is the co-founder, the creator, the CEO of ManyChat. ManyChat is the service that we use and recommend for bot creation. And we're going to be talking to him on Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific. So be sure to join us for that, because we're going to dive into examples. We're going to talk more strategy. We're going to talk about email integration. We're going to answer your questions, your fears, your worries about bots, and really give you, he's going to be able to give you a lot of examples of people using it for different scenarios, because I know we have a lot of different businesses and industries watching. So I am looking forward to that for sure. Hello from San Diego, Zabugram. I'm saying your name right. By the way, guys, when I say your name, because people have butchered my name my entire life, I am always so scared of saying your name wrong, so I freak out over that. So please do let me know if I do say it wrong, because that's like the worst thing in the world to me, to say somebody's name wrong and just keep saying it. Like next time you join me, I'll be like, oh, I know how to say that because he didn't he didn't correct me. So that's up to you. Okay. Are we posting the question directly on the page, Nika? I need more clarification on that question. Let's see. Dave Curley says, brilliant. I think he was talking about Petra's suggestion of audience growth that we were talking about earlier. Let's see. I'm just looking for any specific questions you guys have. And yes, they have to communicate with you first. You can't, by the way, just to clarify, you cannot just start sending random people on Facebook messages with your Facebook Messenger bot. That would be a violation of privacy. That would be a violation of the service. Like, I don't even think there's a way that you could hack it to do so, unless you're programming your own from scratch. But don't do that. That would be bad bot. And again, I am on a mission to rid the world of bad bots. Real quick question, by the way. Are you with me on this mission? Are you with me to share this out to the world to make sure that we rid the world of bad bots? Because I don't want to experience a bad bot just as much as I don't want to have a bad bot for my own business. Give me a big yes in the comments, please, if you are with me in this mission. All right, so I think I've answered most of the questions that have come through. If I missed something, do let me know. Jennifer says, your use of Facebook bots is a great example for us. Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. That means a tremendous amount to me. I put a lot of effort into it, and this is something that you do have to put some effort into. It is not something that you can just turn on and let go as it exists in its baby stage. It is like having a baby, honestly. It really is, because when you turn it on, don't ever enable it just as it exists, because it will go wrong. It is a bad bot at that point. It's a baby. It's learning. You've got to teach it. You've got to nurture it. You've got to adjust as time goes on as well. So I love everybody is with me. I'm getting so many big yeses. I got one sure. BJ's not quite sure if he wants to join the mission, but a lot of yeses. That's awesome. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Remember, Thursday, we are going to continue this conversation with the CEO of ManyChat, so definitely join in for that conversation. Be sure to get the checklist, the best practices checklist. Now, this is 10 things that you should and should not do with your own bot so that you are going down that right path towards a good bot instead of a bad bot. Now, you can get that if you're on Facebook by typing in checklist in the comments right here and now. And don't forget to follow the directions on the message that you get, which is to type checklist again to make sure that you're opting in for that. Now, type checklist in the comments. If you're not watching on Facebook, if you're watching on Periscope or YouTube, you can head on over to livestreamingpros.com/bot checklist, and you'll get that delivered not through Facebook Messenger, but through email. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this has been super helpful to you. I look forward to helping you further. Bye-bye.